Now at 5:30 on WKYT this morning, we're tracking a death investigation here in Lexington this morning that has a stretch of New Circle Road shut down. We'll be live at the scene with the latest details.
In Richmond, police officers are planning a special dedication this morning for one of their own. We'll be there live looking ahead to the police headquarters' new name.
And Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin is asking a judge to dismiss a lawsuit over his recent budget cuts to higher education. That's ahead on WKYT this morning.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. We're following breaking news here in Lexington this morning.
And this has been going on for just a while. We do know that New Circle Road at Industry Road is shut down right now near Eastland Parkway, and it is for a death investigation. Beyond that, there are lots of questions. All of this started about 4:30 this morning, within the hour. WKYT's Victor Puente is live at the scene now with the latest details that we have. Victor, good morning.
The police are still trying to figure out just what happened here. They tell me that depending on what the coroner finds, that will determine how their investigation moves forward. Lexington police say around 4:30 this morning, a man driving a work truck saw a body in the road here on the outer loop of New Circle near Industry Road. They've shut the road down at Eastland and Forbes while they begin trying to determine how he died. Coroner Gary Ginn is here. He tells us he'll have an update as soon as he knows more. Police say the crash reconstruction unit and their forensic services unit are both on the way here to this scene. They say depending on how this man died, it could lead to a criminal investigation, but so far they don't have any witnesses as to how he ended up here in the road. They're also asking anyone who was in this area early this morning who may have seen anything to give them a call. Live in Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Okay, so we'll stay on top of that this morning. We don't know if visibility was a factor, but we do know we've had some showers through the area this morning.
Yeah, it is raining, and just remember as you head out the door, New Circle Road outer and inner loops are closed right now near Liberty Road.
Let's check in with Micah for the weather forecast and the current conditions we have out there.
Yeah, and it's a pretty wet start. I mean, we have the showers out and about, a couple of rumbles of thunder here and there. The heavier downpours now making its way off into Estill County, Irvin. You're starting to get some rain on the rooftops. Stanton and Powell County, another 15-20 minutes, and it rolls off into your neck of the woods. Also, some heavy downpours coming out of McCreary County, and now about to make its way off into London and also Corbin area. So just keep that in mind as you're traveling this morning. Still a little bit more rain back towards 65. I'm going to talk about this afternoon forecast with those showers and thunderstorms coming up.
Okay, we'll see you in just a little while, Micah. Thank you. In Madison County this morning, members of the Richmond Police Department will be honoring one of their own with a very special dedication.
Officer Daniel Ellis died in the line of duty last year. Since then, the department has rallied together to keep his memory alive. WKYT's Mark Barber joins us live from Richmond with more on today's dedication. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Michelle. In 3 hours, many police officers and many others in the community will start gathering here in the parking lot outside the police department for the special ceremony. Officers are renaming the police department to honor the fallen officer today, and this is a day that is already memorable for Officer Ellis's family. The fallen officer would have turned 34 today. The father and the husband was shot and killed 5 months ago while he was investigating an attempted robbery. The community has really rallied together to support officers during this difficult time. Even just yesterday, support came pouring in from a middle school in the area. Students at Clark's Moores Middle School, they put together more than $200 to give officers a check here to send them on their way to Washington, D.C. next month for Police Week. Officers say they are extremely grateful for the support that continues to come in. They say, in fact, it's hard to even find the words to express their gratitude. Someone else who says that they are grateful for the continued support is Officer Ellis's brother. He says today's dedication lets him and his family know that the memory of their fallen hero will never be forgotten. Live in Richmond, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Governor Bevin is asking a judge to dismiss a lawsuit over his cuts to higher education. Attorney General Andy Beshear filed the suit after the governor ordered immediate cuts to colleges and universities, saying that he had overstepped his authority. Attorneys for the governor argue there are statutes allowing the governor's actions.
You can't just pick and choose any cuts you want to make as governor when there is no shortfall. There are laws that prevent you from doing that.
Has the right to revise allotments downward. Now, you've got to understand there's a difference between an appropriation and an allotment. The legislature appropriates money.
The two sides agreed to set aside the $18 million collected from the cuts until a ruling is made. The judge plans to make a decision within 10 to 15 days. Governor Bevin has appointed a former U.S. Marshal to be Inspector General of the Finance Cabinet. As part of his role, Kenneth Bohack will be helping with the investigation into Governor Bevin's accusations of wrongdoing in the administration of former Governor Steve Beshear. The current governor says Beshear's administration issued no-bid contracts to benefit friends and forced state workers to donate to Democratic candidates.
A debate on racial diversity on Kentucky State University's campus got heated. Jared Taylor is a well-known white nationalist. Now, he proposed the debate to KSU professor Dr. Wilford Riley. Dr. Riley only agreed if the pair debated on a historically black college campus like KSU. Now, Taylor argued that racial diversity is not a strength for America and said that without black people, there would not have been slavery, a civil war, a civil rights movement, or race riots. Dr. Riley said Taylor was wrong about everything he said.
How can diversity that brought those horrors be a strength? The fact remains that the historical balance sheet for black-white racial diversity in the United States is crushingly negative.
When the country was massively, overwhelmingly white, there was far more violence. People fought each other on the basis of religion, Catholic versus Protestant, something inherited from Europe.
Now, several students in the audience became upset and passionate during the 2-hour debate, and they were asked to take their thoughts to Twitter. You can find more details on this story on our website, WKYT.com.
A Central Kentucky father and son have admitted to shooting a woman in the face. The victim, Allison Beauclair, watched as the men entered their pleas in Pulaski County. Mark Showalter pleaded guilty to assault and received 12 years. His son Timothy pleaded guilty to burglary and received 8 years. The shooting happened last year. Police say the pair showed up at Beauclair's home by mistake, demanded drugs, and shot her when she said she didn't have any.
I have nightmares all the time. It was the most horrifying thing I ever experienced. I was near the edge of death.
The pair was also ordered to pay $18,000 in restitution. Beauclair says she may never see the money, but she still owes that much in medical bills. In the same courtroom, a man was sentenced for trying to hire someone to commit a murder. Police arrested 26-year-old Jordan Nicholas in February when he reached out to someone about trying to kill a person. But the person he tried to hire was actually an undercover deputy sheriff. Nicholas pleaded guilty to solicitation to commit murder, and he was sentenced to 13 years in prison.
There's been more fallout after investigators discovered a Kentucky school board official cheated on his GED exam. Knox County School Board Chairman Dexter Smith is under investigation for perjury after allegations surfaced he didn't have a valid high school diploma. Wednesday, investigators confirmed that another person took the GED test for Smith when he went to Jackson County Adult Education Center. Yesterday, the Office of Attorney General Andy Beshear confirmed they have opened an investigation into Smith, saying they are currently reviewing the matter. You can now report a tip to Lexington Police via text. The police department launched their new Text-a-Tip program yesterday. The program is completely anonymous, and when you text a tip, it goes to a third party before the information is delivered to Lexington Police.
When you're asking me, can I assure the trust level in it, that's why we went to an outside source and said we need something to demonstrate the trust that we wouldn't be calling people back.
Now, to text a tip, dial crimes 274637 and start your text with the word LuxPD. We also have information on our website, WKYT.com.
A Lexington Bridge is getting some bright artwork. New sculptures on the Oliver Lewis Bridge will be lit during a ceremony next Friday. The bridge is located on Oliver Lewis Way near Manchester Street. The ceremony will begin at 8 o'clock and it will conclude with a fireworks show. Again, that is next Friday night, free and open to the public. The city of Houston, Texas just can't catch a break from all the rainy weather they've been seeing. Thunderstorms rolled through the city again yesterday, dumping more than an inch of rain. The area is already experiencing flooding from heavy rains earlier in the week. So far, 8 people have died and thousands have been forced from their homes. Very difficult situation there. And losing a limb, of course, is devastating, but choosing how you will respond to that situation can make a huge difference in recovery and moving forward.
A Lexington man is hoping he can help inspire others after an accident took his leg. Adam Stickney lost his leg in a motorcycle accident last May. Now, despite having to overcome so much, he's kept a positive attitude, learning to adapt and get back to the things he loves doing. He credits the Kinney Orthopedic Walking School with helping him, and now they want him to be a peer counselor to others.
They just have to keep working hard. They just don't give up. If it takes you 2 or 3 years or 2 or 3 months, it doesn't matter. You can't quit. You have to keep pushing.
Now this summer, Adam will attend the Amputee Coalition to be certified as a peer counselor. For more information on the upcoming walking and running amputee clinics, look for the story on WKYT.com.
Inspirational young man there. 5:41 our time on WKYT, and let's check live drive traffic now and see what is going on. Of course, a situation demanding our attention right now is New Circle Road at Industry Road. That is in the Eastland area, where police are investigating a fatality this morning. And so New Circle Road, inner loop and outer loop, blocked right now, and they cannot tell us at this point exactly how long that will be the situation. The Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn is also on the location there as they are investigating that situation. Again, it is New Circle Road, just north of Winchester Road, in that area of Industry Road in the Eastland Parkway area. So everybody keep that in mind. Otherwise, things are good to go, but we do have some rain out there, and that's reducing visibility. So Michelle, that's something to consider if you're traveling this morning.
Yes, just be careful as you head out the door.
A lot more news coming up for you Friday morning on WKYT. We hope you can stay with us.
A soon-to-be baby boy's ultrasound picture is creating a storm across social media. Find out why right after Micah's forecast.
And it's a pretty wet forecast for today. It's going to be on and off those showers and thunderstorms. That's mainly what we're going to be talking about. And then once that pushes on through, this weekend looks fantastic. I'm going to have that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Pretty soggy start for some of us as we're heading out and about early this morning. Eastern areas not picking up the rain just yet. It's pretty dry at this very moment, but you know what? You have some rain along the way. Not just on the way, but it's pretty heavy rain too in some spots. So you got to keep that in mind as you're going to be traveling out and about early this morning. Heavy downpours rolling through Stanton at this moment in Powell County, and also coming out of Irvin. Then we have some pretty moderate rain about to roll through Corbin, if you're not seeing it already. Williamsburg getting in on the action too, down in the far southern half of our viewing area. Next in line is going to be Barberville, and then you head down, say, the Hal Rogers Parkway. That's where you're going to be running into some of this rain too. It's going to be a wet go at it as you're traveling Hal Rogers Parkway, and also that 421 area as you're traveling through, say, McKee, and also make your way south into Manchester area. Oneida, you're going to be next in line here in just about 30 minutes, and coming out of Williamsburg here across 25, if you're rolling through Barberville, it's going to be a pretty wet go at it in Union College here in just about 30 minutes. Still some more rain back toward the west too, Bluegrass Parkway, I-64, just showers at this moment. We can't rule out some thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Let me take you hour by hour. By 8 to 10 a.m., I do expect that batch to move on out. Then watch what happens. We get another batch right around 1 to about 5 or 6 p.m. That's when we could see a couple of rumbles of thunder spark up once again. There's 3 p.m. There's 4 p.m. The kids coming home from school, and look what's going on. Doesn't look that good. It's going to be a pretty wet afternoon in store, but remember, it's on and off, and it's very spotty. We don't have a 100% chance of rain in the forecast. We have about a 60 to 70% chance of rain, meaning not every single person's going to be seeing rain today, but it's still a pretty decent shot at it. Go off towards 6 p.m. heading out to dinner. The thunderstorms have moved on out except for far eastern Kentucky, but we're still going to be seeing a couple of showers edge their way down into the forecast as we go off into the evening hours before it fades away off into the night. There is a marginal risk for severe weather, and this is during that afternoon hour. Remember, marginal, you can see there on the legend at the top of the screen, that's extremely low. That's virtually zero, but not zero, okay? So we're talking about a stray cell is possible, but for the most part, this is going to be beneficial rain to the yards and just your run-of-the-mill thunderstorms as they pass on through. We get into the morning hours tomorrow morning in the 50s. Actually feels pretty nice for those 5Ks, and then we head off toward your Saturday and Sunday. Those days look really, really good in the 70s and also some 60s maybe there on Saturday afternoon, guys. So the weekend looks good, but today Looks a little soggy there in the forecast, but don't forget, it's on and off. It's not all day long and not one line moving through. It's going to be very scattered out there.
All right, we'll watch a good geography clinic down there of southeastern Kentucky.
Yeah, there you go. You're watching me for southeastern Kentucky.
You know your geography. That's a good thing, Micah. We appreciate it. Our time this morning is 5:48, and a pregnant Indiana woman is making headlines over her baby's ultrasound picture.
Yeah, take a look at this. This ultrasound photo of her soon-to-be baby boy shows what appears to be a crucifix. Now, this picture has now gone viral on social media with supporters and skeptics alike, just sounding off, of course. The woman says she didn't even notice the imagery until someone pointed it out. Look at.
She was like, "Do you see this?" And I was like, "See what?" And she pointed to it and she's like, "It looks like Jesus hanging on the cross."
I got to see this for myself. That is amazing. Now, the expectant mother says she has gotten a kick out of all the attention, of course, the photo has received, and she says it must be a simple message from above.
All right.
Pretty neat.
Interesting, certainly, and certainly a talker.
Well, you anticipate that moment when you get to see your baby for the first time, and every little moment's cool, but to see that is so
pretty amazing.
You know, it is amazing.
5:49 is our time on WKYT this morning, and it's good to have you with us. We have a lot more on the way.
Yeah, coming up, you'll get the stories making news at this hour.
We'll be checking traffic again, including keeping our eye on that situation on New Circle Road this morning, which is closed at Industry Road, a pedestrian fatality there. We'll stay on top of that and more on WKYT. Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. We're delighted you're with us on this Friday with a weekend on the way, and it is 5:52 now.
Let's take a look at some of the stories we're working on at this hour.
We're following breaking news this morning in Lexington. A stretch of New Circle Road is shut down while Lexington police and the Fayette County coroner investigate a death. Police say about 4:30 this morning, a man driving a work truck says he saw a body in the road on the outer loop of New Circle near Industry Road. Again, the Fayette County coroner, Gary Ginn, is on scene. Keep with WKYT this morning. We'll continue to track down the details of this story as we continue.
In just a few hours, Richmond police officers and many others from the community will gather in the parking lot of the police station for a special dedication ceremony. Officers are renaming the department in Officer Ellis's memory. Officer Daniel Ellis died in the line of duty last year. The fallen officer would have turned 34 today. Topping your national headlines this morning, the sudden death of Prince.
People around the world, and here locally as well, are continuing to mourn the sudden passing of the music icon. The 57-year-old legend was found unresponsive in an elevator at his suburban Minneapolis estate on Thursday. An autopsy is expected to be conducted on his body today. And so we've said he played Lexington at Rupp Arena in 1984 and again in 1997. Memorable performances, and a lot of people have been sharing those with us.
Oh, yeah, it was such a sad day. You look up and you see the news that he passed.
Yeah, right. I was on air. It just happened during the noon or the news yesterday that we got that word out. So yeah.
Moving on, our own bodies may be to blame for flu death. That tops our health headlines this morning.
The body's own immune response, rather than the virus itself, may be the primary cause of flu deaths in older people. That's according to new research from Yale. The finding could lead to new strategies to combat the illness. 90% of deadly flu cases worldwide are in seniors.
New research suggests an inspirational manager may actually wind up harming their employees' health over time. A study in the journal Work and Stress found bosses who inspired their staff to perform above and beyond the call of duty increased the risk of them coming to work when sick. That's delaying recovery and possibly spreading illness when they are sick. So let's get a check this hour on today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic. And like we've told you all morning, there is a death investigation, and that has the outer loop of New Circle Road in between Floyd and Eastland Drive closed at this time. Now, time to check with what's making news online this morning. Bill joins us now with what's happening on the net.
Well, obviously, that's our top story right now with the breaking news on WKYT.com this morning as we continue to gather information about what's going on at that scene on New Circle Road after the fatality this morning at around 4:30 this morning. Again, we'll continue to add the information as we get it here. Also trending this morning, a lot of folks locally and around the world remembering the pop music icon Prince, who died yesterday at his mansion near Minneapolis. His music provided much of the soundtrack of the last 35 years or so, with songs like Purple Rain and Little Red Corvette. A lot of you sharing your memories with us this morning on social media. They plan to reopen the Combs building at EKU this morning after a bomb threat late yesterday. State, local, and campus first responders checked everything out before giving the all clear. Kentucky Republicans holding their state convention in Lexington tomorrow after the state's 2 U.S. senators split over the issue of an energy bill that would have provided $3 billion for coal research. Over on Kentucky.com, Lexington city leaders will repay more than $2 million to the state's severance fund. It was given in 2013 to pay for a redesign of Rupp Arena and the Lexington Convention Center. And CBS This Morning is coming up at 7 with your eye-opener and, of course, the latest from around the world and many, again, remembrances of Prince at that time. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest anytime, WKYT.com.
We have some pretty heavy downpours rolling through Laurel County and also Whitley County, about to make its way off into Knox County and also Clay County. So keep in mind if you're traveling the Hal Rogers Parkway, it's going to be a wet go at it this morning. Also, the Mountain Parkway getting in on the mix, and we still have plenty more rain to go back toward the west. I'm going to show you what you can expect this afternoon with some thunderstorms in the forecast and also an awesome weekend in store. Coming up with another hour of WKYT News.